This channel we tell you real life stories that have shaped destinies. We discuss the issues that concern us with the belief that life is for the living and that as we live, we learn. When you look over social media in today's age, and even before social media, one of the things that has plagued our society has been the aspect of deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms. What do we mean by that? We do have parents or men and women who have fathered children, mothers to children, and when their children came into the picture, then they don't want to be involved. They don't want to be involved in raising the children, and some have simply walked away. We find ourselves, if you are a single parent, most of the time, or you are hit with divorce and all that, sometimes you will find yourself that you are the one who is constantly, especially if the children are living with you or the child is living with you, you are the one constantly reaching out to the other person to be involved in the child's life. You probably can't make ends meet, but the other party, whether it's a male or female, doesn't want to be involved. They're just living life like they do not know or are aware that they created a life which they have to be responsible for. And so we find ourselves being the one, or you find yourself in a situation where you are the one constantly reaching out to the other party. Oh, your child needs this. Can you get involved in your child's life? When are you coming to see this child? And believe it or not, when you will find out that when you are the one constantly reaching out to the other person, you will come across like you are nagging, you come across like you are demanding, and you simply come across annoying, because you shouldn't be the one always reaching out. Anyone who has laid down and produced a human being, you know that when you are responsible for bringing a life into this world, whether you planned it or did not plan it, but the human being is present, you know that you need to adjust everything that has to do with you. And the priority becomes that human being, because they did not ask to be coming to the world, but you played a part in them coming into the world. And so when they are here, because they are human beings, and human beings are things, let's put it, that don't just go away or disappear overnight or come to stay for a very long time. It is your place, male or female, to man up, woman up, and take charge and be responsible for the life that you have created. But that's not what we see today. You have fathers who don't want to be involved. They're living like they don't even know that the children exist. I'm not talking about fathers who want to be involved, but you have all these other women who are keeping away the children, and so they've decided to stay also alone. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Because you do have situations where you have men and women intentionally or have decided to keep the children away from the other party. And so the other party has been like, okay, yeah, if you don't want me having access to this child for reasons best known to you, because you want to get back at me and do all the other stuff, then they have decided to stay away. I don't blame parents like that, right? Because I know of many situations like that. They are staying away, not because they want to, but because they have been pushed away and the other party doesn't want them involved. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about parents or men and women who have refused to be involved in the parenting of their children or their child. You have to force them to come around. If you're a single mother, you have to force them to provide money for school fees. You have to force them to. No. If you find yourself in such a situation, this video is just to tell you, stop. I know you will tell me it's very hard. Brother and sister, stop. If you have to constantly reach out to the father or the mother of your child to be involved in the child's life, I would advise you from the bottom of my heart, stop reaching out. If an adult is not aware that he or she has created a life and should be responsible for the life and is waiting for you to constantly reach out, call, nag, force, it's not worth it. You do have some that you are even married to under the same roof, they are not involved. They don't care. And so you're working to the nail, doing all you need to do to be able to take care of your children. If the other party doesn't want to quit forcing people to be fathers. Quit forcing people to be mothers. That's just what I'm saying. You might not agree, but the energy, time and effort that you would agree with me that you put every time and always get your feelings hurt. Yes, you heard me. Because that's what happens. When you keep reaching out to these deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms or parents who don't want to be involved in parenting, your feelings end up getting hurt all the time. And then even the child gets up getting hurt. We shouldn't be forcing children to have relationship with fathers or mothers who do not want to have relationships with the children. That's just what I'm saying. If they don't want to be a parent, they don't want to be in the picture, count your losses, say your prayers, and look for plan B and keep going. It is men and women like that. Because God is not stupid to bring a child through you. When God gives you a child, He's not going to tell you why He gave you a child. You need to find out why God gave you that child. And if you think that God gave you a child so that you can walk away and let it just be, you think again. Because it is men and women like that, who all these deadbeat dads and moms, who leave these children and go see them in the nursing homes when they come of age. They're lying there so helpless and no one to even get them a cup of water. Because guess what? The nurses and the aides or whatever are so busy. On Father's Day, Mother's Day, while other children are showing around with flowers, they are lying there, no flowers, no cards. And when you ask persons like that, they will tell you, I had a child, but I don't have a relationship with her. Yes, you're right. And so you should be lonely and lie there and die lonely. Because guess what? Your actions today are the consequences and the rewards of tomorrow. You who are single mothers, single fathers, quit forcing adults to be part of your kids' or children's life. They don't want to be part of it. Goodbye and keep moving. Find a way how you're going to raise the child and keep moving. Because guess what? The child sees and understands. But don't teach them hate. No. Don't teach them hate. Don't teach them hate. Because there are many of these parents, they don't even know how to be parents. But even if you don't know how to be a parent, but you are willing, it changes everything. Many don't know how to be parents, to be fathers, to be mothers, and they are not even willing to try. And when you find that in your partner or someone you produce a child with, quit trying to have them become fathers or mothers. Above all, have honest conversations with these deadbeat parents and these parents that act funny or always want you to be the ones to force them to be involved in the child's life. Have an honest conversation with them and have them tell you how they feel. Because guess what? You will be shocked. They might not want to tell you, but they may act it. And when they act it, as I say, actions speak louder than words. You accept it and keep moving. Because guess what? It's better that you raise a child. Because some of these deadbeat dads and moms even. Let's look at some of the fathers. Some are drunkards. And you are there busy forcing a drunkard to come around your son. What do you think he's going to teach your son? Or what do you think your son is going to see? Because some of them show up drunk. When you want them to come, they show up drunk. And so your son sees not a man with some morals or anything, but a drunkard, and might go down the same lane. We keep reaching out to drunkards to come around our kids in the name of fathers. We keep reaching out to drug addicts to come around our kids because they are their fathers. And we do not even understand the moral decadence that it causes to the minds of our kids. We just want fathers around. No, if you're going to be a father and come around, then be a sane one. That the child, son or daughter, can learn something from. We are forcing mothers to come around who are wayward, they're on drugs, they steal. And some of us even have given our kids and they've taken out and gone and stolen and they've been on cameras and everything. Because we don't get the message that it is either you own up and be a parent or you get out of the way. We who are usually on the side with the burden to care for the child, we always feel that, okay, he or she must be part of it. Yes, they must be part of it, but they don't want to be part of it. So let them go. Find a different strategy and find a different way. If you are the one left with the child, to raise your child, say your prayers and leave it to God. Because you're better off raising a sane man without a drunkard of a father or a drug addict of a father or an adulterer of a father around. Same too for the women. Quit trying to have these deadbeat dads or people who don't want to be fathers, who don't want to be mothers around your kids. Just quit. Quit forcing people to be parents. I'm talking to the single mothers, the single fathers, and even the married men and women. You know yourselves. You know where you are. Quit texting, coming on social media. Quit it. Just get a plan B and keep moving. When God sees your hard work and sees your heart, He will make a way on how you will raise your child. But don't keep people who are unproductive, are not of any good moral standing, are not of any good behavior, don't want to be in the picture. Yes, there are some who don't want to be in the picture. I remember a lady told me, after 2 years of marriage, their 2-year-old son, the husband just got up and told her, this is not what I planned for. And he walked out. When the boy was 2 years, he told the wife, this is not my life. This is not what I planned or bargained for. And he walked out of his wife and the son's life. He paid child support, but for 22 years, he never for a moment came to see the boy or even ask about where the boy was. Such that after 22 years, when the boy was 24, they met at the boys' games. I mean, it's a school, inter-school or something, one of the games in the community or whatever. And He could not even recognize his son. The son did not know him. He did not know. And even his ex-wife saw him and did not know him. But thank God the lady raised the young man and he turned out right. Very respectable, very responsible, had it together at 24, doing great, gone to school, gone to college, had a good job. Quit having these persons that don't add value or meaning to come around your kids if they don't want to, simply because a sperm cell or an egg came out of them. Quit. Just quit. It's too much headache having them around. If they want to come around, fine. If they don't want to, please stop texting, coming on social media, crying, wasting time, doing all that. Find plan B and keep moving. Tomorrow will determine who was right and who was wrong. Because guess what? Time puts a lot of things in place. It is my prayer that every single mother, single father, those who are the ones struggling with raising the kids alone because others have walked away, it is my prayer that God will show you how to go about it. And guess what? You will always succeed. You will always succeed. Some of them are hindrances. Some of these fathers and mothers that come around who don't want to be there, when they come instead, they are hindrances. When you kick them out or put them on the side or forget about them, guess what? You see God opening up the way. Right? Because that bad energy, you don't need it around either. So keep out the bad energy, keep out the bad parent, and ask God, let God, so that God can open the way and you see these children succeed. So quit crying about them because they are not helping. Focus on the child and focus on God. Let God open your way. Tomorrow, your reward will come. You don't need to go fighting. Some of the children will handle the fight for you when the time comes. And you will always sit down and have your mocktail and cocktail or whatever and be sipping it while you watch the drama in the future. When they are all adults and doing great. Quit forcing people to be fair parents. I believe I spoke to someone. I've seen it so much. I just had to put it out there. Quit. If they don't want to be parents, bye. Yeah. Bye-bye. Tell me your story if you're a single mom and you're doing it alone. If you're a single father, you're doing it alone. And how it's going. May God help your hustle and hard work. Thanks for watching.
I invite you to keep regular dates with me on my new series of Issues by Elsie on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And thanks for joining me on this journey.